yourself. Remember, darling, don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer, 'cause when we're gone, everything goes on. You were staring at the window, and I said, I wanna take you to the sea. And when I'm better, we'll do everything. I gotta stop making promises I can't keep. But if I was gone tomorrow, won't the waves crash on? Is it selfish that I'm happy as we pass the setting sun? Someday I'll be overcast, but you won't have to cry, 'cause we'll do the grieving while I'm by your side. I said, don't try to make yourself remember, darling, don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer, 'cause when we're gone, everything goes on. And I'm so scared of getting used to this. All the vines that keep you tethered in your room. Well, someday both of us are leaving here, but for now I'll just bring this sea to you. Will you meet me in the daylight like we did before? Then I felt you on my shoulder, and you weren't suffering anymore. You said, I'm sorry that you worry, but don't apologize. I told you to forget me, but you stayed by my side when I said, don't try to make yourself remember, darling, don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer, and when we're gone, everything goes on. dark story. Ooh, I'm ignoring the pleasure and the pain, yeah. Life's never this good, yeah. Reaper waiting on his cue, yeah. Why is it always looking gloomy, yeah? Fuck if I know I am done. Fuck if I know I am done. I'm fighting with demons and I can really see them, but I know that they're there 'cause I feel them all around.
Welcome everybody. Hello to Aegis Esports for your Week 7 marquee matchup here for the Aegis Protectors League. My name is Moose and I'm joined here today by Gigatron as we get to see two teams battle it out for the top spot in their division. Gigatron, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How was your vacation? Seems like you're having fun.
You know what? I was having fun. I totally got a tan and everything. Um, no, I didn't get a tan. I took like
I
I
was gonna
took
say,
my
did you get burnt?
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I know how to wear sunscreen. Thank you very much. Um, but I went in to Newport Beach. So if you guys don't know, I went to Newport Beach last week. That's why I wasn't here. Beautiful, gorgeous, phenomenal. Definitely gonna do it again. I took my shirt off, being the snack that I am. I took my shirt off. I tried to get me some rays and get me some tans. I wore a ton of sunscreen. I played basketball. I was on the beach, all shirtless, with the expectation that I would get just a shade darker. When I tell you that I didn't even get sun-kissed, like literally just the tiniest little bit of a tan, that is about the extent of my bronzeness from my trip to
Yeah, I was
Newport.
gonna say you look pretty bronze right now. I was gonna say, uh,
You're
not as pale as you normally are, though.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah. I'll just look a little bit better. Maybe if I turn on my ambient warm light, maybe it'll be a little bit different. Maybe that'll help me
maybe.
be a little bit more bronzed. I don't know. I'll turn up the white balance
He-
on my on my Streamlabs on my OBS. And that'll work out. But, enough of me, because if we want to talk about me, we'll talk about me all night. Let's get into today's match. We've got Big Chillers versus Dorado Gaming Epsilon.
Epsilon.
Epsilon. Yeah,
Epsilon.
that Epsilon going up.
We're trying.
Yeah, very much so. Going up in the final regular season matchup for the Exalt division. Whoever wins this series could be our first seed moving into the qualifiers next week. So a lot riding on the outcome of this match.
Exactly, and I think both teams are doing really well right now. At the point of like, okay, it could be anyone's game. I mean, Mink Jillers, I mean, they look good, but so does Dorado. I mean, it was hard to kind of choose. I think I think I went with Bing just for a little bit different reasons, but for the most part, I'm excited for this because again, two top seeds. Let's see it duke out, and I hope for the best for both teams, man.
Yeah, I think, we want to be able to get a opportunity to see a game 3 happen with this one, considering that these are two contenders to potentially take it all the way to the grand finals, get the lion's share of that $1,000 prize pool that happens at the end of playoffs. But two main players that I want you guys to be watching out for Dorado Gaming. I want you to be really looking in at Dookie here in this mid lane. Several of their games with one or less deaths on their screen, playing a ton of Ahri, playing a ton of Victor. What goes in with the Orianna has Zillion, has Swain at their disposal, and could really shake up the mid lane and give the opportunity for Dorado Gaming to go for more of a side lane style composition. On the side of Big Chillers, though, you definitely have to check out in this top lane, whether it is going to be Sauter or Oreo Murderer, We got to be able to see if they are going to be able to take this win and potentially be a great side lane carry that they could potentially become. But let's get into the bans and the draft now really quickly. Bing Chillers, we've got the Gangplank, the Lilia, and the Lucian getting taken away, so no mid lane bans. It's going to be Dorado Gaming deciding to go with the Senna ban, the Seraphine ban, and the Gnar. Karma is available and will get picked up B1.
Yeah, I think Karma is like kind of like a nice safe pick just because of the fact that it shows you want to do poke, but you're also going to be able to still protect whoever is going to be your ADC if you're going for that option, or you can always flex your mid. You know, heaven forbid she goes top, you know, kind of a thing for some reason. But yeah, I like the flexibility of the pick.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible, Gigatron. Don't forget that. But we could potentially have some Tom and Jerry shenanigans going on here with the Twitch getting locked in. Yuumi is a pretty solid duo with it, but instead the Zilean is hovered. Now, like I was talking about earlier, Dookie has played the Zilean in the mid lane, so this is definitely a flexible pick. But you got the Rat now, which really hinders Karma's ability to get that poke damage in.
I've been playing a lot of Multiverses, so the fact you said Tom and Jerry is great because Tom and Jerry is probably one of my favorite characters that I don't play well, but you know what? It's definitely been a fun time playing that game. But regardless, yeah, I kind of like the Zilean, I think, over the Cat for now, because Cat, I mean, it's been being around a lot for Yuumi, but the fact that if she doesn't really have anyone else to stick on other than just Twitch, you know, for giving the sustain, I feel like kind of hinders it. Like if you're not going like a Fiora or a more sustain heavy top or a sustain jungler, then you kind of run into some issues, I feel like, with her. But we see some Ashe and Jarvan being picked up potentially here. Oh, it's a Kayn. Okay, this is gonna mess with me the whole time.
Probably. That's probably what it's going to be.
Diana?
As Diana hovered. Trundle, yeah. Jarvan? It's J4. All right. Yep. Makes sense here for Shady Gecko. I have seen a couple of J4 games in this season already, I believe, for him or for them. Actually, no. No J4 games for Shady Gecko here in the regular season. Hybrid Carry, though, did pull him out in week 2, I believe. But other than that, been a very under-the-radar champion here for the APL for both teams. And you do have the opportunity now to potentially go for some shenanigans inside the Cataclysm. But one of the best champions that can counter the J4 is that Poppy, the Keeper's Verdict, as well as just the kit in general, the Heroic Charge, giving the opportunity for Dorado Gaming Epsilon to make it difficult for Big Chillers to get that Wombo combo there in that Cataclysm. A pretty decent R3 pick.
Yeah, I think it's a really good R3 pick. Kind of shows what you're looking for from the aspect of, hey, Jarvan's going somewhere, I'm going to try and match him at the same time, so then you're trying to nullify the aspect of that flag and drag. You have a lot of different aspects that kind of really hinder Jarvan. Like, you know what, you put her in the Cataclysm with you, well, hey, that is terrain that could be, you know, pushed through. And the fact that, yeah, you know what, they can stun you, it's really going to hurt them in that aspect. So, but looks like we're going to see Victor and Vex bans right now. Vex hasn't really been seen a lot, I feel like, but you know what? She performs very well, so I totally respect the ban.
Yeah, and it's a champion that Demo on Bing Chillers has played a little bit. Results varied. Had one great game, had one not so great game, but regardless of that, still being able to have a positive gold advantage against their opponent. In both the games that we have seen Vex played, so wanting to get that taken care of, but you are getting away some of those scaling champions that could have potentially given Ahri a run for their money, and that is one of Dookie's most played champions here in the APL. It is going to get locked in for that R4 pick, which means the flexibility of potentially the Poppy going into the jungle of the top lane is still there, but it does confirm that it will be Zilean here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, definitely will be Zilean, and I think that's fine because, again, he really enables Twitch a lot. Gets extra movement for him, especially when he's in there for ambush, so that way he can get going for himself. So this way, if he gets a better flank angle, so he can put out more damage, or the fact that again, you can just double bomb very easily. You can protect your team too with Chrono Shift. So you have a lot of great options with that. But the Anivia, I like that already for a mid pick there in the Ari.
Yeah, Demo playing that against Ash and Embers in week 4, I believe, if I have my Duan stats up correctly. Shout out to Duan for making these stats and all that fun stuff. 3-0-7 in the one Anivia game that we have seen from them in the APL. The opportunity to be able to go in for that crystalline wall, maybe not necessarily going to be the deciding factor to be able to kill the Ahri, but it does deny maybe the Twitch or maybe whatever jungler Dorado Gaming wants to go for the opportunity to be able to get into those right angles to then keep with that follow-up there for the Vi, or for the Twitch and the Ahri. But the Vi is going to be hovered here. It would be a decent pick to deny all of the terrain. That being Chillers is looking to build up. You've completely nullified the value of the Cataclysm and the Crystalline Wall. The Vi can get out of it with either the Vault Breaker or the Assault and Battery. And you might also push someone out of the Cataclysm with a mistimed Explosive Cask. So Dorado Gaming, I think, getting a really decent R5 pick. I'm liking the draft that we've seen out of Dorado Gaming, but I do have to question just a little bit of the ability to be able to keep the Twitch and the Ahri safe. It's going to be really up to the Zilean to be able to allow them to get that movement speed to land that Chrono Shift correctly, and for them to be able to avoid some of the skill shots that Bing Chillers are going to have at their disposal.
Exactly, and I think he could probably do that. I think it's just more the aspect of can the two frontliners of Poppy and Vi protect the rest of their back line, because you have Gragas who, like you talked about, can displace and get them in the right position where you might have a perfect flag and drag that is a nice flank angle and you get a Cataclysm with it. The problem is yes, Poppy can stop that, but the fact that you can have a Frost Orb and the Icicle coming out as well from Anivia is going to be really good, I think, for them. I think it's just looking at the aspect of like the more easier CC. I mean, Pink Chillers has some pretty good ones.
Yeah, they have some decent CC as well, with the Flag and Drag, with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, with the Explosive Cask. You also got Body Slam from the Gragas, and then you've also just got the Crystalline Burst from the Anivia as well, to be able to go in with that Q and get that stun in, as well as just slows from all of the Freyordian champs that you've got on the side of Bing Chillers. Really living up to the name. They're Bing Chillin'. They got a bunch of Freyordian champions. They're cool as ice. Definitely makes sense, but I am worried that they're going to be able to land, that they are not going to be able to land all the skill shots that they do have at their disposal. None of their CC is guaranteed, save for the Cataclysm. If it does, if you do target somebody with the Cataclysm, you are going to be able to just jump onto them, and you're going to be able to land on their face, and then it could be difficult for them to be able to get out. But other than that, there is ability for Bing Chillers to whiff all of the skill shot CC that they've got, and if that happens, Dorado Gaming is going to have a very easy time being able to pick off the Ash, pick off the Karma, because you don't really have a lot of burst damage outside of the Anivia Glacial Storm Frostbite. You might not be able to have enough damage to be able to take down an Ahri or a Twitch in that CC if you don't have the follow through from the Ash and the Karma. So I think Bing Chillers does have a draft that can work. It's just going to be a little bit harder to execute.
Exactly. I think the big thing is seeing how Gragas goes, because a lot of them have been going that Night Harvester. Some of them have been going more of that aspect of Everfrost, where you get more of that tankier build than that burst build. So yeah, if he's not going burst, I feel, yes, that would be my concern is Anivia going to be able to provide that little bit more an aspect? But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I still like a lot of what Bing is putting out. Same thing with Dorado. I like a lot of the disengage and the engage that you can also have with them. I mean, you have Vi that could go in very easily. You have Ahri that can also follow up with her, and Twitch can just flank from whatever angle he needs to and spray and pray. And, he's definitely going to be praying that he doesn't die, because I have a feeling, unfortunately, big chillers can collapse pretty well on him.
Oh, indeed. It's going to be a pretty fun game for sure. And I am super excited to see how well both these teams are going to be able to play out. They're two top-tier teams here in the Aegis Protectors League. And so there is definitely an opportunity to get a really strong 3-game series. This is just the first draft that we've gotten. There is plenty more drafting that's going to be coming on later on in this game and in this series. But I want to talk about one of the sponsors that Aegis Esports has, and that is Pro Comps. If you want to improve your drafting, if you want to improve your ability to be able to get those top tier compositions to give you the best chance to win in your solo queue matches, in your clash matches, in your Aegis matches, and maybe even in the LCS when you get that good, Pro Comps is the deal for you. You can check that out and get the best drafting app for League of Legends for 50% off with the promo code Aegis. Download it now and start drafting better, because we can all draft a little bit better every now and again. But with that being said, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, game number 1 will start between Dorado Gaming, Epsilon, that word.
Oh,
Going up
we do have one
against...
thing.
What's going on?
Drake. We always do Drake.
Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm falling apart. I was just talking about...
You haven't been around.
I was talking about Pro Comps the entire time. I forgot to do my thing. I forgot to do it. Really quick. Infernal.
Yep. I'm going to go with Hextech.
Hextech, naturally. We're going to take that quick break now. Chat, let us know what you guys think the Drake is going to be here for game 1. We'll be right back. Oh boy, welcome back everybody to the Aegis Protectors League. We're back, and hopefully my voice and my speech and my talking don't fudge up anymore, because I need to be talking about this game.
I would say it's more your tongue than anything, because you know how to speak and you know how to do different things. I think it's just you get a little tongue tied, and that it happens. It's no big deal. But
I left my tongue out in Newport or something, but we'll get through it. Chat, we'll get it together. You guys can just tell me when I do wrong and when I say something wrong, and I'll be better. I promise. I promise. As we get the start of this first game, a little bit of dancing in the mid lane, an egg getting laid, Sauter having a good time against Moonshine here with a little bit of spam coming through. It is just a cacophony of shenanigans going on here. But let's go in and get started with the two teams. Over on the blue side, you've got the Bing Chillers. That's going to be Sauter, going to be playing as the Gragas there in the top lane with the first strike. Shady Gecko as the J4 in the jungle. Demo with the Anivia coming through with King Civil and the Cool Crab. Civil and Cool Crab going to be the Ashe and the Karma there in the bottom lane. That is your roster of Bing Chillers here in game one.
And your roster for Dorado Gaming Epsilon is going to be Moonshot on this top side with the Poppy. You have Hybrid Carry being on the Vi here. You have Dookie here, and Ari, who's been trading, I'd say, fairly well against Demo here. As well as you have Creatine and Hooked on Plays on the bot side here for your Twitch and your Zillion. And this is going to be your Dorado Gaming Epsilon roster here. We get a little bit of trading right now.
Yeah, a lot of damage on a Creatine, and a great Inner Flame as well going to land Cool Crab. Really capitalizing in on being aggressive in that level 1. That is exactly what you have to do against the Twitch, because you're going up against a bottom lane composition for Dorado Gaming that is very weak level 1. It is very weak level 2 and level 3, and you're able to capitalize on that by just continuing to apply that pressure.
Exactly, and if you could keep doing that, I just feel like they'll have a better advantage down there in that bot lane, which means then you should hopefully be able to get Boxer Scuttle, as well as the first Drake. In that case, you'll have more of that advantage, but we'll see how that goes. They should have the advantage because they did path from blue side to red for both junglers here, so let's see what they do. Ooh, Ari's hovering top side. Oh, just take a ward. Got it.
Just looking for a little bit of a ward there. Shady Gecko is going to be looking to maybe go for a play mid lane, as he is going to be in that brush. Dookie does not know that the J4 is there, and we're taking a look at that right now as that gank now gets initiated. Nice flash from Dookie, but a great gank and good patience coming in from Shady Gecko. Getting bailed out a little bit by Dookie, playing a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah, being a little aggressive. Yeah. Now I'm having.
What are you doing, Gigatron?
You know, it's you feeding to me. Anyways.
Yeah, we got a stun coming in as Sauter's going to be forced to flash away. So that's a flash in the top lane and a flash in the mid lane. These junglers starting off strong.
Yeah, I feel like they're just trading very well at that point, and hey, you can't complain because they're doing their best to try to funnel out their lanes the best they can, and not really that Moonshot's going to carry maybe with the Poppy, but yeah, if they can get Dookie going a little bit more, definitely will really help out in that case, as he does unfortunately have to recall. He's very so far there.
Yeah, Minion Dematerializer is going to be one of the augments coming in from Dookie here, having that available to be able to get a little bit more damage onto that minion wave. The objective, of course, trying to be able to combat what Demo is able to do with just pushing there in that mid lane. And you guys know how important pushing in the mid lane can be. The opportunity to be able to go in for those side lane plays, get those potential ganks, and then potentially just snowball this Anivia. No pun intended.
Of course you would say that. No
I had
pun intended. Of course. I mean, why snowball when you can just lay more eggs? But yeah, no, I think if she ramps up pretty well there for Demo will be doing very well at that point. I mean, they're even in CS for the most part, so that is probably the saving grace on both sides. Ooh.
Wow, okay, Moonshot. I like that. Steadfast presence. You know, it's not about getting the damage with it. It's about setting a precedent and just, you know, sending a message to Sauter saying, I'm going to be able to utilize my kit better than you. I'm going to be able to predict when you go in for that headbutt. And that could be the difference between a body slam landing and a big explosive cask and potentially getting stunned out. So we're really looking to see if Moonshot is going to be able to make those plays happen when it really matters when it comes to teamfight stages. Now, I really don't think that either team is really looking to be able to teamfight early on. They want to be able to get their carries a little bit more fed, especially Demo here in the mid lane. But that doesn't mean that we might still be getting objectives and plays coming through this game as we get our first potential kill here. Sauter's going to be the target, has no flash, and potentially not going to be able to get out without explosive cask. Double flash being used. Hybrid carry comes in, the Vault Breaker lands. He's going to be able to survive with 100 HP, and that is first blood for Dorado Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, they played it well there. They had the nice aggression from Hybrid to come up there. You saw Sauter was a little overextended into the lane, and the fact that, yeah, you just capitalize well there, great. And I think it's just smart rotation because you already know that he went from that blue side to that red side clear for Shady. So you have to know that most likely he's going to try and stay bot side, try to get that dragon, which we do see here in that case. That mountain will be picked up. We have an Ocean next, so all three of our pick. Well, at least our two picks. I don't remember what Peevius picked. Peevius, what did you pick?
He picked
You refrain.
Cloud. No, he picked Cloud. That's what he does. He picks Cloud. It's gonna be a Cloud Drake.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know how PVS does it, but I've been really. I should have asked him yesterday for the winning lottery numbers. That lottery is at like $1 billion or something. That's insane. It's an insane amount of money. I don't know what I would do with $1 billion. Like, I don't know if I'd buy an island or like give money to the AGL or something. But regardless of that, Moonshot is definitely looking for a miracle here. Gonna be in trouble, having enough resistances to be able to get away from the assault that Sauter provided. So not an effective gank, but we do get to play in the bottom lane as well. Civil's gonna drop the Enchanted Crystal Arrow just for a little harassment and then walking away.
Exactly. And I think the harassment that you see Bing Chillers is putting out here is good. It's just so close on getting Moonshot there, and the fact that, hey, you know what, you're keeping that aggression on your bot lane just shows that, hey, you really don't want Creatine to CS, and look at it, you have a nice 20 CS difference here, so it really shows that they're keeping that pressure and not letting go.
Yeah, and also now a good hook shot, or not hook shot, but a good scout
Hawk
coming
shot.
in. Yeah, hawk shot, not hook shot. Hawk shot. I'm playing too much basketball.
We're
Hook
close.
shot, hawk shot.
We're close.
Yeah, you know, close enough. They both start with H.
Yes.
Sil's gonna be able to see out Hybrid carry in the jungle. Good warding coming in as well with a control ward inside that brush in the river, as well as one in Dragon. So a ton of protection here for the Cool Crab and King Civil, because that is potentially the win condition that we've got right now for the side of Bing Chillers. They have the opportunity to just really put in the pressure here early on, get that Dragon scaling going. And if Dorado Gaming is able to stop that play by being able to take a couple of kills to the bottom lane, could be a big problem for Bing Chillers down the line.
Yeah, I think it can be a big problem. I think it's just really, do you let it happen though? Like, do you make the corrections in time before it does happen?
Can't believe this. Moonshot flashes forward. You know, I gave that back to you, Gigatron, because I did not think that Moonshot would go in like that. The just tenacity there of Moonshot to try to go in for that play and still being able to survive was big, as we get another Enchanted Crystal Arrow from King Civil. Doesn't land another kill, but it does look like we are getting a reset here in the bottom lane. A lot of action, but not a lot of kills.
Yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't in the bush there, so they kind of saw he was trying to back. So instead of Creatine and Hooked going back, now they're going to try and push up the wave that little bit more. But yeah, no, that top side, I mean, Sauter played well too with that. Like, Daughter, like, dodged so much. I mean, especially with his body slam. Had a really good flash there, too, especially from Moonshot. Like, that was just... I mean, that was insane. I'm surprised neither got killed.
I really do appreciate that play coming in from Creatine and Hooked. They are able to push out the wave. A minute remaining until the dragon spawns, so you do have the chance to be able to push that out once again, but you do get a decent reset, and you're only about 300 gold behind King Civil, so that 20 CS is being represented in that 300 gold advantage, as Hybrid Carry is going to go in for a Vault Breaker, going to get rooted, going to get knocked up. Hybrid Carry might have to be forced to flash away here. Vault Breaker is going to be used. So going to be able to escape, but it's going to be at less than half HP.
Less than a half HP, but you know what? Sauter and Moonshot are just loving this fight up here in the top side and trying to do as much as they can to each other. But we do have a little bit of a goon squad here. Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah, Shady Gecko going to be potentially targeted as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow does land onto the Vi, and now potentially going to have to go in for a play as Hybrid Carry is going to be down to about a third HP. Going to be able to get the Chrono Shift, so should be able to utilize the Vault Breaker to get away. Will flash to be able to survive that play as the Wombo combo from both squads has been used. Hooks on Play is going to be able to save the Vi. But now with Dragon spawning in 1 second, is Dorado Gaming going to try to contest it? It doesn't look like it, so that's 2 Dragons going to go over to Bing Chillers. They've got that scaling going, and I got to tell you, Cool Crab, King Civil, they really did their job well.
Yeah, I think that, again, they're providing enough pressure on this bot side that pretty much is Enchanted Crystal Arrows always up. They're just using it immediately to create that distance that they need to have on them. And the fact that even though, yes, you did have the...
Hey, a little bit of a slow on King Civil. Gonna get the damage there from the bomb and the expunge. Not gonna be too much though, as we do get a Rift Arrow play in the mid lane. A lot of damage onto Demo, who has no mana. The Flag and Drag does not get anyone knocked up as the Resurrection does come in. Doogie doesn't have mana. Hybrid Carry has already used Assault and Battery, and Demo will survive, but without mana. Shady Gecko and Demo are just gonna have to let Doogie and Hybrid Carry walk back, and a really interesting series of events coming in across the Rift.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that's crazy too. Is like you have all that pressure that you were talking about with the bot side, that they were just doing so well with Sybil and Full Crab here, and then the turn that kind of happened where Hooked and Creatine are now kind of coming online a little bit more, where they can create a little bit more of that pressure. I think once he has that Play the Root King there for Creatine, he'll be able to do a little bit more once he is able to proc that. But I do like these ganks that these junglers are doing. They're rotating as much as they can and trying to, again, bring that pressure, because, hey, you know what? He saved Demo there. Unfortunately, Demo has to lose his Ag passive, but the fact that Demo didn't die, neither did Ari, and neither did Hybrid at the same time, just shows that, hey, I mean, they're here for the long haul. This is definitely a very much so scaling game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is the game that we had expected coming in from these two teams. It feels like it's a very evenly matched. Both teams know what they're looking for, and they've executed upon the early game that they wanted relatively well. Big Chillers not only being able to pick up 2 Dragons, but then also Shelly. I didn't even realize that Shelly was taken by Shady Gecko, but he was able to pick that one up and slams it into the mid lane to get a couple more turret plates off for Demo before the 14-minute mark. So Demo is going to have a little bit of a gold advantage against Dookie here in the first 15 minutes or so. And now we're looking to see how they're going to be able to capitalize upon it. Moonshot is going to be using that steadfast presence, but a nice wait from Shady Gecko. Going to be able to get the Flag and Drag coming through. That's going to be a ton of damage coming in, but a great keeper's verdict from Moonshot lands on all 3. Stay away from my lane. Moonshot is here to stay. But it's not over yet, as Dookie's now going to try to go in, going to be able to land the charm onto the Jarvan. Shady Gecko's going to be the play as we got Assault and Battery comes through. Hybrid Carry is so low and Hooked on Flays. It's disaster. Tries to flash forward to save his comrade, but is not able to do so. And that is a kill finally on the board for Big Chillers.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for them because now you have a couple people with assists. You get the kill on the Anivia. There's that snowball effect to talk about there. And you know, I think if it's going to ramp up pretty well for Demo, then yeah, I mean, great job by them. It looks like they're going to start this repair again here for Shady Gecko, but
oh my god, a lot of damage onto Dookie, but it might actually be a bait as Demo is going to get slowed. He's going to get hit by the time bomb, and Dookie is going to be down to about a quarter HP. Nice stun going to go in on Hooked on Plays, who's going to be able to use the Chrono Shift on his own. Another Enchanted Crystal Arrow, that's going to land on a Moonshot from across the stage. Alley-oop play coming in from King Civil as they're able to pick up the assist in the Rift Herald fight. And now in the mid lane, we've got Hooks on Plays going down. We've got Dookie falling, and it's a collapse from Dorado Gaming as it's finally a kill for Creatine, but only one kill as Creatine's going to try to be able to pick up another one. It doesn't matter. And less than 20 minutes into the game, we've already got an ace for Bing Chillers.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing this well. I mean, you have to look at the fact that you're having really good arrows for the most part coming out from King Civil. You have great damage across the board, and the fact that you're able to still kind of be farther away without having to necessarily lose as much for being like on top of them. They're doing really well, and the fact that, I mean, as you see with Sauter is going more of that AP build as he has that Night Harvester and is going that first strike. So I mean, he's getting a good amount of gold. He's getting a lot of damage out too. So I think with that, how it's really helping. I mean, a lot of those skill shots that we were kind of worried about maybe not being hit there from their CC aspect was working out well for them. So great job by them to get the ace.
For sure, and now a really sticky situation here for Dorado Gaming. It looks like they want to go for this play here for the Dragon to the set price, but it's going to be used. It's going to go all in on Demo. Demo is the target for Dorado Gaming, but it's going to be the target for Creatine in the river. Creatine's going to get hit by the Chrono Shift, but it doesn't matter. Creatine and Hooks on Plays will fall, and now it's a 4v3. Dookie's going to try to get the true damage to that Orb of Deception, but is going to be forced to run away. Hybrid Carry is going to flash away as well to be able to survive. The Flag and Drag is huge from Shady Gecko. We've got the Mastery icons coming in, as well as the phenomenal Explosive Cask. It's a double kill for Sauter, and this game just keeps going Bing Chiller's way.
Yeah, they're playing well though. If you really, again, really think about it, because of the fact that they split the parties on both sides, and when you really look at it, yes, you know, you have Demo, unfortunately, does like go down there, but the fact is you have to look at that you have Sauterer, who's able to, again, still provide a lot of damage for his team. He's getting a lot of CC out there. The fact that Shady really did get taken down here a lot, but the fact that they're able to take out both Creatine and Hook with no problem and then could rotate. I mean, hey, this is why they got those 4 kills there and is able to secure that Drake there. And of course, we didn't talk about PBS wins because, you know, Cloud Drakes are just OP on us for whatever reason as the first one. So
for some reason.
I don't know, man. We just haven't learned, I feel like, to take Cloud Drakes. That's why, like, first.
No, that's not the rule. If we pick what PVS picks, it's not going to be that Drake, but it's whatever PVS says. It just know that PVS knows what the dragon is. He has something going on there as we do get a play here in the bottom lane. It's going to get put in over its head as this Pure Rush is going to get used here for Dookie to try to be able to get some damage in, but Civil does not care that he got hit by all that damage. Cool Crab will be able to survive as the Vault Breaker is going to get used by Hybrid Carry. The Assaulted Battery is going to come in onto Civil, but this is going to be a 4v3 play. We got a shutdown onto Civil, and a teleport is going to come in as well. Gets denied. Great play from Sauter there to be able to make sure that Moonshot doesn't come into the fray. So that ends up just being a 1-for-1 in the bottom lane, and maybe even a little bit more if they are able to push forward. The minions are pushing into the tower, and Shady Gecko is looking to try to find a play in themselves as Creatine decide to go back. This is going to be a 3v2 for the time being. Teleport's going to come in from Dookie as he tries to potentially put in some assistance here as Hybrid Carry's going to get hit by an amazing crystalline wall. The teleport is useless for Dookie, and Moonshot trying to be able to do what he can in the top lane is also getting hammered. My word, Bing Chillers are just absolutely running away with this game.
and this is where the aspect of
Oh my god, Moonshot, what are you doing? Moonshot, what are you doing? It's Sutter with the outplay, flashing away that keeper's verdict.
Sutter coming in with that Sunder, just keep going down and just beating down the Poppy regardless of what's going on, because now he's at the point where he can just start spamming his body slam. So this is where Keeper's Verdict, or I should say it's not Keeper's Verdict, because that's the Steadfast Presence is just not able to be used as often, and because of that, that really kind of punishes Moonshot. So whenever he does trade that out, now he's just able to get collapsed on over and over and over again with those belly slams. So yeah, just really good job by Sauter there.
Huge performance here from Bing Chillers, who coming into this match are the second seeded team. If they are able to win this series, they have an opportunity to be able to take the first place finish here in the APL. Dorado Gaming currently flawless, no losses yet on their record. This is the most challenged that we have seen them in a game this split. And they are definitely in a rough spot, but you cannot count them out. They're about 7,000 gold behind, which is a major problem. But the fact that you have so many champions that are going to be able to scale up quite nicely into the late game with creatine, Dookie, and even Hybrid Carry in that regard, you're really looking to see how well they are going to be able to perform here in the next 5 or 6 minutes. They have a window of opportunity to make it happen, but if they don't make it happen soon, it's going to be a Bing Chillers win.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely will be, I think, at this point, just because again, you're not going to get Drake, you're not going to get other objectives, you're not going to keep shutting down, again, just Demo and Civil, just keep them out of fights. It's not going to work out for them. I mean, you have 2 bounties that you still got to try to pick up between Gecko and Sauter, so really got to try to see if they can capitalize on that, but yeah, Sauter now, like, almost like every 7 seconds can just spam that body slam. It's great. I mean, he's maxed out on it, and this could be super annoying in his team fights.
Moonshot gonna go in, gonna get stunned. Steadfast Presence does nothing to be able to stop that play. As we do get to the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, Moonshot's gonna be forced to flash away. Demo has been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal with these crystalline arrows, and Moonshot gets punished for an absolutely egregious attempt at a recall. Gonna be forced back to the fountain on that death. Civil's gonna be able to pick up their 4th kill of the game with only 19 seconds remaining until Dragon spawns.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, if they can get this Dragon, this will be soul for them right now for Bing Chillers, and yeah, I mean, they're just gonna keep snowballing more and more and more. I think the question is, do you potentially just give it to Drake and go for the Baron, or are they just going to
Okay, yeah, we got ourselves a pause, folks. That's what we've got. That's our next play. A pause to win the game. Timeout, whatever's gonna go on here. We gotta figure something out if we are Dorado Gaming here, because what they've been doing is not working. They haven't been able to get the team fight that they've been looking for. It feels like they're just kind of funneling in to Bing Chillers, and Bing Chillers has just been exactly where they need to be every single time, and that is really a shout out to what Civil and Cool Crab were able to do in the bottom lane in the early game, and how Shady Gecko has been able to maneuver around the map regardless of build. I saw there were some comments in the build on the Twitch chat. Regardless of that, being able to pick up all those neutral objectives before the 20-minute mark and being able to get your team to a point where you can go for a 23.5-minute Cloud Soul is pretty phenomenal, and you got to give him props for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the ionization is fine. You know, you're going Sunfire, which, yes, even though you've had more of that AD buff going to him and everything this patch, I still think they really needed a tank, because if you're not gonna make Gragas your tank, he's gotta be it. Then in that case,
yeah,
someone's gotta be there for that. So I'm okay with that. The fact that he's got the chains too really helps just in general, because the one that's really going to beat him down, I feel like, is just either Vi or Twitch. because those are your two super heavy damage people. I know Ari could be up there, but I think Ari's going to try and capitalize on getting on a Civil or Demo in that case and not really focus too much on the Shady. So I think he's been picking pretty good with that. But yeah, I honestly, I mean, like you said, he's had some really good plays just on getting objectives. So Big Chillers, I mean, they're coming out really well right now. So I think for me, the big thing that Dorado needs to do is you slow it down. Slow the game down as much as possible that you can, because again, you're also scaling as well. You have a Twitch that can scale. You have Ari, who is more like that early mid. I feel like with that pressure, that yes, once she has like, you know, another item, she'll be able to do a little bit more in that case. And the fact that Hybrid is more of that early on with the Vi, that's something that I would love to see the Vi start carrying more and be able to do such with herself, because unfortunately, I mean, she is, you know, the better part of the team right now, 2, 3, and 2, able to still lock down a lot of people, but I hope some Assault and Battery can come out pretty well.
You're telling me that Moonshot, the 0, 4, and 2 Poppy, is not the key player in this team? Like,
okay, I'm sorry. Yes, key player right there because of the fact he's been trying to shut down Sutter from doing anything more for the most part.
Come
I'm
on.
sorry. You're
Come
right.
on,
You're right.
Gigatron.
You're right. I'm wrong.
My goodness. Yeah,
always
exactly.
wrong.
Yeah. Oh my
Don't
God.
worry about it.
You're just like my mother. My mother always says I'm so wrong. I'm a terrible mother. I raised you poorly, and I'm just like, what do you want me to say? Like, stop gaslighting me. Speaking of gaslit, though, Hyper Carry is going to be told that they're great and will die. Gonna potentially try to be able to get out of this one, though. Creatine's gonna get hit by the Cataclysm, gonna die immediately. Hybrid Carry is gonna fall as well. Silver's gonna be able to pick up another kill as Sauter now potentially wants another one. He's gonna flash forward, sends Poppy to the Shadow Realm. That is 3 kills for Big Chillers and a 4th along the way. Cool Crab saying, let's put Hooks on Plays back on to the fountain. Be able to get another Root, gonna be able to pick up a kill. Good guy, Civil and Demo, allowing for the support to take that kill. That's going to be Baron and 4 for the side of Big Chillers.
Yeah, they're just trying to advance. It'd be nice their support, because their support obviously has been protecting them a lot in this game. It is set up pretty well, so I think, you know what, give a bullet or two to your support when you can. But yeah, I think it's the Baron here, no problem. As we saw, Gragas with Sauter there was able to, again, put a lot of pressure on that bot side there. So maybe they would be able to, again, get some pushing here on the mid side. Maybe get rotate to the bottom. Oh no.
No, it's Creatine that just gives the thumbs up and the happy bee, as Civil now goes on a killing spree, 6, 1, and 7. Yeah, this looks to be the beginning of the end for Dorado Gaming here in Game 1. They just didn't have time to get online, and they just waited way too long before they were able to make any sort of really successful play. Hyper Carry is going to die once again to the crystalline wall that has been so good from Demo. Absolutely a bannable champion, in my opinion, here in Game 2.
Oh yeah, I would say take the off the board. I mean, I know, depending on where they pick side and everything, but yeah, if they're not on red side, I would definitely say, yeah, you're definitely gonna see the interview. If you're on red side, yeah, the problem is then you give up one more in that case, which really you don't want to give up Seraphine right now. So I think if they gave up, they have to give up Senna. If they're gonna give up, if they're gonna keep the same picks from last time for bans, they give up Senna. I wouldn't give up Gnar. Gnar has been just really dominant in top side.
Yeah. It's a really tough shot because, you know, you don't want to ban out a champion that doesn't necessarily fit into every single composition, that isn't necessarily top tier right now. Anivia has shown that they are pretty strong here in this game, but that does not equate to a consistency that something like the Gnar, something like the Seraphine, or something like the Senna TK can bring to the table. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to be able to do this as we potentially get our last team fight of the game. Another Enchanted Crystallero is going to land. It's as though they are negatively attracted to the arrow. Another kill going to go in onto the side of Big Chillers. as Moonshot's going to be resurrected, going to try to be able to get away. The stun's going to land on a creatine. Another nice knockup on the hybrid carry who's going to go into the assault and battery. Moonshot's trying to be able to survive as another potential kill for Cool Crab will be able to take down Moonshot. That's going to be a kill for Sauter, going unstoppable, and Civil getting in on the action, going to be on a rampage. And we are less than 30 minutes into game 1, and it is already over. Bing Chillers are now just 1 game away from breaking Dorado Gaming's unbeatable winning streak here in the regular season, and they've done it in style.
Yeah, I definitely did it in style, and I feel like, again, when we were kind of worried about a few things, they still played very well. They had really good executions. The fact that of their CC, I mean, you look at Demo put off a lot of damage there. The fact that, again, Civil played his role very well. The fact of just arrows up, hit it on that bot lane. Don't care who, you're just hitting it on one of them. So that way they have to start backing up. And once you see that happening, that's why you have that lead that little bit more on that CS side there for Civil and Cool Crab. And I think Crab, again, was able to get around the map pretty well, just like Gecko. So yeah, I look at, they played very well this game.
You know, I got to shout out Sauter, though. Sauter,
yeah,
absolutely a pivotal factor in being able to give this win over to Bing Chillers. 20,000 damage, a huge adaptation, something that I don't think that Dorado Gaming saw coming going in for the full AP Gragas build. First Strike along with Night Harvester. You've also got the Seraph's Embrace along with that Zhonya's Hourglass for the end of the build. You're able to deal a ton of damage and a ton of disruption, and it didn't matter that you didn't have a certified tank on the team. Shady Gecko was tank enough, and the power of Demo to be able to split up these team fights with the crystalline walls were absolutely phenomenal. So we really got to look to see what Dorado Gaming wants to do to respond. Of course, they get side selection here moving into game 2 with the opportunity to be able to retaliate and take this to a game 3 situation. But it is going to take a pretty phenomenal effort in order to make that happen. We're going to take a quick break, though. Do not count out Dorado Gaming. When we return, we're going to see how and what champions they're going to use to make this a game 2 win. We'll be right back.
Time slows down when it can get no worse. I can feel it running out on me. I don't want these to be my last words. All forgotten, 'cause that's all they'll be. Now there's only one thing I can do. Fight until the end like I promised to. Wishing there was something left to lose. This could be the day I die for you. What do you see before it's over? Blinding flashes getting closer. Wish that I had something left to lose. This could be the day I die for you. This could be the day I die for you. This could be the day I die for you. This could be the day. Everything I know, everything I hold tight. When to let it go, when to make them all fight. When I'm in control, when I'm out of my mind. When I gotta live, when I gotta die, gotta die. Everything I know, everything I hold tight. When to let it go, when to make them all fight. When I'm in control, when I'm out of my mind. When I gotta live, when I gotta die. This could be the day I die for you. Feeling like there's nothing I can What do you see before it's over? Blinding flashes getting closer. Sacrificing everything I knew. This could be the day I die for you. This could be the day I die for you. Everything I know, everything I hold tight. When to let it go, when to make them all fight. When I'm in control, when I'm out of my mind. When I gotta live, when I gotta die. Come down the endless fire, to bring forth the ages, to be left with no pain. You'll see a vision's eye, and give your body to the fire. It's true that you were born to die. So now we set your spirit free. Let the lifeless clear away. For we have come to save you from your pain. So let your voices scream. Powerless lifelines free from time. 'Cause we exist to survive the changing tide. The blade is born once again. Another one is slain. Bringing an everlasting fires, yeah. Cold rivers cross throughout these veins. Another torment gets made. The pain is calling out through my waiting ears. So now we set your spirit free. Let the lifeless clear away. For we have come to save you from your pain. So let your voices scream. Powerless lifelines free from time. 'Cause we exist to survive the changing
Welcome back, everybody, all of you beautiful people, and Gigatron, to the game, to game 2 of the APL. My name is Moose, and I'm joined here today by Gigatron. Oh my goodness, Gigatron! Didn't even see you there.
I know. Clearly you did it. I thought I was always beautiful to you, but okay. Anyways, Dorado is switching to blue side now, which I think is actually working out perfect for them. Because as we kind of mentioned in the last game, we were kind of wondering what they were going to change up in their bans. And now, necessarily, they don't have to ban the Seraphine now because they're not on red side. So this
Mhm.
forces kind of an easy ban for them to not worry about anymore. So if they decide, hey, you know what? Let's just keep the Gnar in the Senate ban, and then whether it's Nivea, Jarvan, someone else that they feel needs to be banned, essentially for the next game, it'll be really good for them, I think, in that case. So, but of course, I'm just gonna ban the Seraphine right away. What are you doing? You're on blue side. Just pick it.
Yeah,
Just pick it.
that's a little question mark there. You want to capitalize on the fact that you get B1 pick, and there are a couple of strong B1 picks that are available. You've got the Senna that's going to be available. You've got, you can go for Gnar, like you said, if you wanted to go for that. It's a little bit riskier. But by banning out the
Mm.
Seraphine, that either tells me that they don't play Seraphine, and let me double check. Cooked on Flays has 0 Seraphine games in the APL so far, so they just don't want to have to deal with it, or they're maybe not in touch with the meta. They haven't played in 2 weeks at an FF last week, so I don't know exactly what the reasoning there for that is, but it is banned out. It will not be available in game 2, nor actually, you know what? I'm not sure what's going on here. It looks like we do have maybe an issue. It is going to be a
Way to
remake.
remake it.
Yeah, it's going to be a remake here. So let's go ahead and reset that here for a second. We're going to be just fine. Let's talk about that game though. Let's kind of talk about where Bing Chillers is at right now. They were able to just really capitalize on the power that they were able to build in the early game. What do you think that Dorado Gaming could have done better, other than, not dying, obviously, but what could they have done better in the early game?
Uh, you mean not getting ace in like 16, 17 minutes?
Oh yeah,
No,
that works too. That's also a problem.
a little bit of a problem. No, I think a lot of it is the fact that they really need to just prioritize picks. I think a little bit more, and finding a more cohesive comp. Because as much as we liked that comp potentially coming out from Dorado last time, it had its holes in the comp, and I feel like that's the problem sometimes. And you highlighted some of them last time, so that's where I felt, we kind of saw that, and I was like, ugh. So this is where I want to be able to see, like, okay, I would have rather had honestly Poppy jungle and then put someone else top to deal with the Gragas. I think that would have been potentially a better option, where Poppy's still able to get around very easily. Again, you're still matching that Jarvan, and then you could use steadfast presence to make sure that every time he tries to go in, it gets nullified for those flag attacks. So I think that's where I would like that more so for me. But as we do go through the bans here, we do see Ascena again being picked up first.
Yep. So really quickly, it is the Lilia that's gonna get that was banned out for that phantom pick there on the bottom right, everybody. So Senna is going to be available. That does mean that Senna TK is potentially an option here for Doge if they do want to make that their bottom lane. Sivir has been climbing really in a good spot right now, especially with the changes to her kit in the latest patch. And so going to be available. This is going to be my first actual Senna game in a ranked APL matchup, or just in any, team based League of Legends game that I've seen since the changes. So I've heard that it's very strong, and being able to get paired with the Karma to be able to get that snowball going once again is definitely going to be big. I really do believe that Cool Crab was a big part in how well the early game played for Bing Chillers because of how aggressive they were able to play in the bottom lane. Now, Doge is going to have to respond knowing that their early game is pretty good. The Ziggs is hovered. It's going to get locked in.
Do we? Wild theory. We think it's ADC.
I mean, anything's possible in the APL. It's a
Right.
Thursday night.
It is Thursday night. We a little thirsty tonight. Unfortunately, I am not drinking anything thirsty like it's very healthy.
Listen,
Unfortunately,
Gigatron, you're thirsty as it is. I'm a snack and you're thirsty. It's just we're the full meal is what we are.
I was gonna say, are the full pregame meal? The pregame
Yes,
meal. I think is what we're gonna go with. Yeah.
the full pregame, that's for sure. That's for sure. But our pregame here for this game is the draft, and we do have a J4 getting locked in here for Dorado Gaming. So taking that away from Bing Chillers, something that was a pivotal part of their match in game 1. Now gonna have to pick up something different here in game 2. I am interested to see what they decide to go with. They decide to fight fire with fire. The Poppy gets locked in here in R3.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely should in that case have the Poppy. I mean, anytime you see a Jarvan, I mean that would be my first pickup right away if it's available. And again, I prefer it more in jungle than top. Doesn't mean it doesn't work top. Again, I think it's just that way you get to provide that utility you want across the board instead of just being in the aspect of feeling very linear, and then now you're relying on a TP or roams from top side where, excuse me, if you're able to just have it automatically, it's a lot better. But we do see Gangplank and Orianna are going to be banned out, and Anivia does eventually get banned out here for Dorado, so I think it's smart by them to do that in that case. And it's going to be their last ban. Do you think it's another mid laner? Do you think it's well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's going to be Gragas, actually. That's what it's going to be. I predict Gragas. What do you know? It's Gragas now.
It's Gragas.
It's Gragas. Wanting to be able
My
to
boy.
take away a ton of the champions that that Big Chillers played in game 1, the Ashe, the Anivia, the Gragas, and by proxy, the J4. So the only champion that remains from the Big Chiller squad from game 1 was the Karma in the bottom lane, and now they have to build up a whole new composition around that. The Vex was not banned out. The Vigar is going to be the decision, though. So this composition that we've seen so far from Big Chillers does have some late game scaling with the Sivir and the Vigar, but it can potentially build an early game jungler. A Trundle can potentially work out. Put the Poppy in the top lane, or put the Poppy in the jungle themselves, and then put up like an Ornn or something in the top lane and still continue to go for late game. So the opportunities are still available for Big Chillers. Doge, on the other hand, with the Azir getting locked in, does confirm your pick that it is going to be Ziggs there in the bottom lane. So Senna Ziggs up against Sivir Karma. This was a decision that Doge decided to make. I mean, again, I feel like it's going to fall into the same traps that it did in game 1.
I think it can. And I think that's the issue is you're gonna be aggressed on a lot from both Sivir and Karma. I think you know that at the same time because it is Karma. So Karma always provides that pressure. And really the question is how do you really counteract it? And I think they're doing okay with that. But I think they're looking at in the long run, they're gonna try and push up as much as possible because again, there's bouncing bombs, you have the bind field, you have Satchel to try and get that pressure going. The good thing is they'll be able to siege well for themselves. But Gnar being picked up is really good. We're really excited to see that potentially coming out from Dorado here. And then Big Chillers picking up Jace. Man, feels like I haven't seen a Jace in a long time. But I like this idea, though, potentially for going into Gnar.
You know, it's coming back. It's coming back.
Yeah.
It is available and ready. And the opportunity for Jace to have a good power play here is potentially there. And looking at this composition, Big Chillers could have a very strong 20 to 30 minutes with Tear of the Goddesses potentially available for 4 of the champions. If you want to play super aggressive, you could play 5 champions with Tear of the Goddess. I've seen the Muramana on the Sivir. I've seen the Seraph's Embrace on the Vigar. We've all seen the Muramana on the Jace. So I definitely think that Big Chillers is looking to be able to play towards the mid game here in this one. Doge, on the other hand, they do have a ton of zone control, something that they were desperately lacking in game 1. And they have the opportunity to potentially take control of the river and be able to keep it so that they can go for these neutral objectives. You do have the early game jungler in the J4 that can get you those dragons. You do have some late game scaling with the Azir and the Senna. And now it really looks to see whether or not Dorado Gaming is going to be able to keep up with the power that Big Chillers was able to bring in game 1. They were pretty flawless in their macro play in the early game, and it's going to have to be flawless from Doge if they want to take this to a game 3.
Yeah, I think it has to be. And unfortunately, that's the name of the game. It is really relying on your kit and executing it well. And the only issue that I kind of see is your hard CC is pretty much flag and drag, which can be missed, like we talked about. You have a satchel, again, can be avoided. You have a root from a Senna, which same thing, another skill shot. The only thing that really is super hard locking though is your Cataclysm, which I mean you can get out, but regardless of that, Emperor's Divide, don't get that Stream of Shuffle going, and Mega no. I mean that's your only other thing that you're relying on. And the problem is if he can't get Mega in fights, he's not going to be able to one get his stun off, and two not going to be able to gnar people into a wall, so or gnar people away. So I think that's something that um, kind of is really lacking necessarily in Dorado's case. But when you look at big killers, again, you have Poppy being there, so Keeper's Verdict again, it's going to really help. You have the charge where you can knock people in the wall. You have Vigor Cage, which is really going to help too. So I think it's really good in that aspect too. Again, more so because of the fact that they are more so reliant on ones that are normally in the kit versus being the ultimate of the kit. So that's where I feel they might have that little bit more of an edge there coming out of big killers.
I definitely think that you lay out a good point there. There is zone control on both sides of the squad, but Bing Chillers does have a little bit more consistent poke that's going to be available. Azir, Ziggs, and Senna do have the opportunity to provide poke, but it's shoddy because you do have to land those abilities a little bit closer at a closer range than say something like the Jace acceleration gate, shock charge, even Vigar with the cage can be relatively safe with that, and Sivir with the boomerang blade. If you dance correctly in that like kind of skirmish fight, you can get good range out of that boomerang. So I am very curious to see how well Bing Chillers are going to be able to capitalize upon the poke composition that they have built, and then are they going to be able to find the executes onto the carries and deny the chance for Dorado Gaming to make it an even team fight? But we're going to have to find out here very, very soon. I think both drafts have their strengths, and that is just showing the level of drafting that both of these teams have. But they could always be better, Gigatron. They can always be better. And what better way to get better at your drafting than through our official sponsor here, Procomps. Exactly, Procomps. The opportunity to be able to be the best drafter you can be with Procomps, who've done a great job of drafting and creating a drafting assistance software to help you and your team out. Basically, it is a dashboard that suggests the best 5 champions that you can pick at each step of the draft. So you get a pick of the best of the best for your composition. And the personalization that you can bring into it is great. It is definitely an app that you guys should and will want to download. You can check it out, download it for free now, and you can get premium for 50% off with the promo code Aegis. Definitely check out Procomps here, not only for your solo queue games, but maybe even for your APL games coming up, for your ADL games coming up. It's going to be valuable. Before we take that break, I got to ask you, Gigatron, what is going to be the Drake here for game 2?
Ooh, I love Ocean. Let's go Ocean. Ocean with the motion.
The Ocean with the motion is definitely going to be something that we got to look at here. I don't know, PVS is going to pick something, and it's going to be that, so I'm just going to pick Hextech. It's going to be Hextech. We're going to swap our picks here for game 2 here, Gigatron. We're going to take that break, though. We're going to see you guys shortly, and we're going to get into it very soon. See you guys later.
Ooh, automatic illusion of control, so enigmatic, buying everything you sold. Oh, Am I stuck in a world that I fear? No escape, nowhere to go. From here, then it goes on and on, every sing along. On and on, every sing along. Guess I'm moving on. The circus never stops.
What's up, gamers? Welcome back to the Aegis Protectors League. My name is Moose, with a little southern twang coming in here for game 2. I'm joined here at the desk by the one and only Gigatron. Gigatron, you know, I didn't ask you. How was your week last week? How was the APL? How was all the fun stuff?
Oh, it's good, man. Was able to, oh my. Well, the creatine does see them, so he's gonna hopefully get away here. Yeah, no, I had a good weekend. Just say good week. Wasn't too bad. Work's killing me this week, so. But I still enjoy my weekend. Enjoy my weekend this weekend. Taking my R&R that I need to have, disconnecting from a lot of things, so should help out.
Very good, very good. You definitely deserve it. If there's anything that I've learned in this past year, like in the pandemic, I didn't like, we're still in the pandemic, but in 2020, 2021, didn't really realize that, didn't really recognize that. But this year, I've really recognized that it's important to take those days off. And it's important to, if you've got a vacation, if you've got a chance to go on a trip, if you've got a chance to just stay in for a couple of days and not do anything, not have to worry about work, not have to worry about, being on a deadline, taking some time to focus on yourself. Your mental health is the most important thing that you can do, and it allows you to do better no matter what it is that you want to do, which then allows you to do better in your work, to do better for esports, to do better for your team. So if you have to take that break, and I respect you for doing it.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I've realized to do the same thing. Like, it's just you always gotta take it. Oh, but you know what? There's plays. Take that right back.
Sure is, yeah. We got no rest for these bottom laners here for both teams. We get that side swap, so Dorado Gaming gonna be over here in the blue side, with Moonshot gonna be playing as the Gnar in the top lane, hybrid carry with the J4. Dookie gonna be playing as that hyper-scaling Azir, with Creatine and Hooks on plays as the Ziggs and the Senna. This is potentially the last regular season game for Dorado Gaming, and this is the composition that they've decided to build. Let's see if they're going to be able to make it happen.
Exactly, and you have your, well...
Yeah, Sauter's gonna be the first target, gonna be forced to flash away. It's gonna be flash for flash. First blood gonna be over to Moonshot once again for the second game in a row.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I think is okay that you're going after Sauter in that case early on. One, for the fact that it's Jace. He scales well, and the fact that he can put out a lot of damage is partially my issue for them, in that case for Dorado Gaming. But I think if Epsilon here can really put that focus there, kind of like last time, but even maybe a little bit more, then he doesn't really come online. You could avoid the poke that little bit more, because again, this is a very heavy poke comp that's coming out of here from Big Chillers. And yeah, let's talk about their team. You got Sauter on the top side here with the Jace. You have Shady Gecko on the Poppy, who's pretty good. Cool crap's going in. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be the root gonna land on it to Shady Gecko, but that ward in the Tri-Brush being effective at keeping this bottom lane safe. Sauter, though, is gonna be attacked once again. Gonna be able to get away this time. The Shady Gecko does go in for a little bit of damage on the hook on plays here in the bottom lane. A couple of shenanigans coming through on both sides of the rift, but nobody goes down.
And nobody goes down. Ooh, almost stopped the back there, but yeah, we finished out the roster here for Big Chillers. We do have Demo on the Vigar this time around. Nivea did get banned, but feels like he's doing pretty well so far right now. And you have King Civil and Cool Crab going to be your bot side here with the Sivir and the Karma. And kind of like last time, they've been pushing up pretty well. So I think this is where potentially, if Shady's going to go for it, Shady should just go get the Drake. But the fact that, you know, Karma's backing and you're just trying to get some good rotations, maybe to help out Solder up here, maybe it'll put a little damper on the Gnar here for Moonshot. We'll see, as he does have his Mega almost ready to go.
Yeah, I gotta really take a look at how well Hybrid Carry is going to be able to play here in the early game. I think that one of the big problems for Dorado Gaming in Game 1 was the fact that Bing Chillers were able to be so aggressive with their objective controls in the early game, getting 2 Drakes before the 13-minute mark, being able to get that Rift Herald, being able to get both Rift Heralds. So you got 5 neutral objectives for the side of Bing Chillers in Game 1. That is not going to be the case here. Hybrid Carry recognizes what he's got to do here in the early game, using the power of the J4, and will pick up that Ocean Drake.
Yeah, I mean, picks up Ocean Drake no problem, and yeah, this is a different change of pace there. So things not getting it now. It's going to be blue side favored. It seems like. Oh,
Yep. So we are getting a little bit of a pause, but I mean, shouldn't be too terrible. We'll be okay. I wanna talk about this this build here for King Civil here. Is that a teleport?
yes, it does have a
That's-
teleport. I think it's good though. I don't know about you.
I mean, it's to pair with creatine, obviously, because creatine goes with the teleport as well. Doesn't have the ignite or anything like that, and so both squads looking to be able to play a lot of maneuverability across the map. Something that we got to be looking at here, because there is the potential for some really strong side lane play as we move into the mid to late game, because Civil should be fine in a side lane, should be able to play relatively safe, and if they are in trouble, they can just use on the hunt to be able to get that extra movement speed to be able to get away. You've got decent defenses as well. Demo, not going to be likely in a side lane, but definitely Solder coming through here with the Jace, the potential to be that side lane menace that we all know and know. Um,
Yeah,
and it's the same thing here for Dorado Gaming. They got the same opportunities.
exactly. And what I was gonna say too is, like, as you notice, like, not only do both ADCs have it, you have 3 TPs coming across the board too. So, like you talked about, movement's gonna be really good for them if they decide to rotate right around the same time in that aspect. But I look at, I still am okay with Sivir having that. Again, you want to get the lane to match the creatine, like you said, but the
Mhm.
fact that again, he's already ahead. Why not keep abusing that lead as much as possible? So I think that's the thing that I would play towards, especially with that. And then kind of the cool thing for topside though is, even though, again, Solder getting killed right away, for the first blood, is still even in CS with Moonshot in that case.
Yeah. So it is about a 300 gold advantage still for Moonshot. It's even in CS, like you said, 46 to 44. The only major CS advantage that we've got is Civil here in the bottom lane, who has been, apples for apples comparison against Creatine in a pretty solid position against their opponent. 42 CS to 27 at the 6-minute mark, so it's a 15 CS advantage. Not quite the 300 gold advantage that it could be, but it does equate to that first back being that Noon Quiver as comparatively to a Tear of the Goddess and Boots for a Creatine. So you do start to get that snowball going once again here for the side of Bing Chillers. You don't get the dragon that you were looking for, but you're not really needing to get those early objectives like you were in game 1, right? Like, you've got the opportunity to be able to scale up nicely into the mid to late game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, is getting to those points, because you have the Self-Licking Ice can come with Hooked on Flays, who's going to scale well. You have Creatine that's going to scale. You have Dookie that's going to scale. And the fact that Gnar eventually, I mean, I feel he's more mid than late. But early to mid is going to have a good amount there for himself. So that's something that I think is really going to help them out. But yeah, Demo, I mean, Demo has that nice infinite scaling just like Hooked on Flays. So I'm more scared of Vygar because that primordial burst when it comes in. Yeah, it might be more on the burst. It might be a death. And no one likes a gray screen. So.
Unless you're colorblind, then it doesn't matter, right?
Oh, true. You right. You right.
If you're number blind, then you'll know it for sure. You won't know it. Pardon me. But I think that, I mean, for both these teams being able to play so exceptionally well in the regular season here in the Ixtal division, this is the potential chance for them to make have the first place finish, is definitely going to be something that both these teams are vying for, and that's why we're seeing such competition coming in between them. Just a little bit of an update. It does look like there was maybe some IRL stuff that was going on here on the side of Dorado, so we're looking to be able to get that figured out as soon as possible. Appreciate your guys' patience with that. And while we got a little bit of a break, got to shout out Zero Mechanic Gaming coming in with that raid earlier. Thank you so much, ZMG, for being able to stop by. I heard that your game didn't necessarily go the way that you wanted, but hey, we appreciate the support here on the main channel.
Exactly. Yeah, and unfortunately it didn't go, but you know what? I mean, things happen. As clear as you see in this game, stuff's going on right now, and unfortunately sometimes that can always be the case. And as much as IRL stuff is sometimes an issue, it's something that usually most people hopefully can get over. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I like, again, a lot of this lead that is still somewhat favored into Dorado right now, just because of the fact that again, they're trying to fight for this last spot, just to make sure that, hey, do they come out on top, or are you going to be tied with excuse me here, why is my voice just not wanting to work? There we go. Anyways, going with Big Chillers. So yeah, I would love to see. Again, this is gonna be an onslaught of who's gonna come out with it. But looks like we are getting back into game right now, and yeah, looks like things must have been sorted out. But for the most part here, yeah, we're really enjoying this game. Creatine, unfortunately, still getting chunked out a lot. But there's a roaming gecko.
There is a roaming gecko that is coming through. We got the Poppy, going to be able to get a little bit of damage in onto Dookie, but Dookie with no mana still being able to shuffle away will survive for the time being. It's now up to potentially Hybrid Carry. Let's go for a play here. Bottom side, King Civil nor Cool Crab have their ultimates yet, and the opportunity to potentially go in for a massive play is definitely there, but it does look like you are just going to go back. Gnar is going to be used by Moonshot to try to get a ton of damage onto Sauter. Sauter is going to be put down to less than 200 HP. With full combo coming through from Moonshot. Well, it won't result in the death of Sauter. Definitely a good trade there from Moonshot.
Gonna make him use those refillable potions in that case, and yeah, I think that's kind of smart by him. Trying to potentially nullify more of that tier being leveled up too. So that's something that I think he's playing very well in that case. But here we go.
Yeah, we got a play coming through. Hooked on Flays going to be the target here for a little bit of damage, but a nice root onto Shady Gecko will deny that gank. Just looking to be able to go in for some harassment against Creatine. Of course, the objective here for Big Chillers is to deny the CS from Creatine, is to deny the soul for Hooked on Flays, because they will potentially have the opportunity to outscale their opponent if they are not careful.
Yeah, they're not careful. I mean, this is where, again, like, you really want to push in a lot of Ziggs and Senna in that case, because if Senna can't really scale, Hybrids coming in with these aggressive Mega Drags here.
Yeah, indeed, yeah, and an immediate flash from Demo as well, recognizing that they were caught out of position, is going to escape. Rift Herald is available as a potential option here, as we do potentially get to see a play coming into the river. For now, though, we've got 4 members of Big Chillers here on the top side of the Rift. This was the play that they made in Game 1, bringing up the Cool Crabs to be able to potentially go for a Rift Herald play here very soon.
Exactly, and yeah, they're definitely going for it. I mean, Shady's been pretty good about getting objectives before. Going to be the case here right now. It's oh my.
Yeah, Sybil's going to be taking a ton of damage, but doesn't get hit by the execute. Oh my god. Oh my god, less than 10 HP on King Civil, thanking their lucky stars that they didn't go down, as Meganar is going to be used here in the top lane. The boulder does not land, and Sauter now going to be able to potentially escape Moonshot. No, he doesn't. That's the Mini-Nar being able to take the second kill of the game.
I mean, that's not a boulder. That's a boomerang.
Oh my god. Listen, I've already established that I can't speak today. My tongue is twisted.
Hey, you know what? I was gonna do. It's not a boulder. It's a rock. But you know, hey, boomerang sounds better. Anyways, yeah, I know you're having a little speech issues, but you know what?
I'm having an existential crisis, Gigatron, and you're just making it worse.
I hate. You know what?
Is it cause I called you stinky?
You didn't call me stinky today.
Well, I think I called you ugly. I think that was the word. I said hello, all beautiful people, and Gigatron.
You didn't officially say that I was ugly, other than just that I wasn't beautiful. So
I just said and Gigatron. You could have been gorgeous. You could have been perfect. And now now
you're rubbing in the ugly and everything else. So
now I've revealed my hand. Now I've revealed my hand. I'm definitely in the wrong now. So I'll just shut up about it. Anyway.
A Rift Herald again was captured, so they do have that on Shady here in that case. Maybe he's gonna try and funnel into bot, but
yeah, King Silver's gonna be forced to flash away. Cool Crab as well in trouble as Sauter gonna be putting in a little bit of damage as Cool Crab is gonna be on the way with reinforcements. No one is gonna fall, and Shady Gecko is still gonna be at full HP. Demo not gonna be able to land the Wombo combo that they wanted, and so won't be able to go in for tons of damage onto Hooked on Flays. And a little worried about this dragon. They have decided to retreat.
yeah, I feel like it's kind of safe to retreat because of the fact that Cool Crab at half health probably not want to do that. The fact that Sybil also was less than half mana.
Okay. Oh man, very close. But you know who's not close, who's always practically perfect in every way? It's our producer. It's our observer. It's our coordinator, PVS, who just cannot get anything wrong! Oh my god, Sauter is just gonna take an easy kill against Moonshot.
Yeah, you know what? Sauter is just going ham and ain't letting go. Is what it seems like. But yeah, they're gonna pop the Herald here.
Yep, Herald's gonna get popped, but Dookie did roam up. So because so many people roamed up to the top lane, Gigatron, now it's Demo who's gonna be able to force up a play here in the mid lane. Gonna be able to take a turret plate as well. So across the Rift, not only did Sauter be able to get that shutdown and the gold that comes with it, but it's 2 turret plates or 3 turret plates gonna be the reward as well.
Yeah, I mean, 3 and another 1. Hey, I'll take it any day of the week. I mean, you had really good pressure there. They rotated well, and you know the fact that again you're able to capitalize on to Moonshot there in that case, where hey, you know what? Sure, you picked a really good champion that's winning lane right now with that 2-1, and has relatively close CS to Sauter there, but the fact that yeah, it's just coming out a little bit better for them. I'd say now Big Killers is up about 400 gold right now, so yeah, this is really good for them in that case.
Hey, Gigatron, guess what? We got another raid. Another raid.
Another raid? Oh my god.
Return of the Middle Sticks. Coming in with that crow storm of viewers. Gonna be coming in for some more support for the main channel. Thank you guys so much for supporting us here for this finale of the regular season of the APL. It's been so fun. Aegis has been so great this entire year, from not only being able to host a league for every single rank of play. We got the Aegis Squires League now for IBS. Now you've also got the Aegis Vanguard for Masters Plus. You've also got Sauter, who's going to be hit by a ton of damage, a great wombo combo. Moonshot is going to take that kill. But as I was saying, just what a great community that Aegis and all of you guys have been able to build here. It's really, quite humbling to be a part of it.
Oh yeah, I love being a part of this. The fact that everyone's always trying to promote the main channel, but also the fact that it's a really good community across the board. I always enjoy that. So the fact that, yeah, how did you guys' games go? We didn't even ask.
We'll find out. We'll get confirmation
shortly. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get confirmation. As Shady Gecko going to potentially be in trouble here. Going to get a little bit of movement speed because of the Cloud Rift coming through. So we'll be just fine. Hybrid Carry going to try to find a play here. First turret of the game does go over to Moonshot. Because of that kill that they were able to get against Sauter, that denied Sauter the first turret of the game. It will go down fairly soon, but we move to the 15-minute mark of this game, and it is a slight advantage for Dorado Gaming. That is exactly the spot that they want to be in, moving here into the mid to late game.
Exactly. Look at this trading.
Wow, yeah. A ton of damage on the hooked on plays. Another inner flyer going to come out. Not going to land, though.
Yeah, unfortunately not going to land in that case, but the jungler's on the top side right now trying to scout, see what they can do, but trying to get really good wards here. I think it's really good placement. Thinking also that Rift Herald again, because it is up, they're thinking about taking it, but I don't know. We'll see what's going to be the best move for them. We do have, our Cloud Ray coming up here in about 40 seconds, so let's see what they decide to go for.
Yeah, Rift Herald, like you said, is going to be available. You've got about, 4 minutes left before you have to take it, as it does look like it is going to get started potentially by the side of Big Chillers. Nope, and we'll decide to go back. Moonshot will deny any sort of play from Sauter to take it. The big objective, though, for the side of Dorado Gaming is going to be that Cloud Drake spawning in 13 seconds.
Yeah, gonna be the Drake in basically right now, and I think the good move for them is the fact that things here.
Okay, we actually do get a play on to Hybrid Carry, going to be put into about half HP. Shady Gecko with the buckler going to be able to get his shield, but is going to be in trouble, going to be forced to flash away. Moonshot is going to go in as well with the main Mega Gnar coming in. Shady Gecko is going to put the stun on the Moonshot, going to be able to get the Gnar onto just one member. Cool Crab's going to be the target. Pardon me, it's Sauter that was the target. Going to be able to pick up that one kill, but are they going to be able to continue to keep it going as Civil is going to be in trouble, going to be forced to flash away out of Cataclysm. A ton of damage onto Civil, a ton of damage onto Shady Gecko. They're going to be able to get the movement speed to get away. Demo wants the Primordial Burst and will be able to get the Primordial Burst onto one. We've now got very low members on the side of Big Chillers as Cool Crab does fall. Hybrid Carry is going to be in the box, will not be able to keep up with Demo, who will be able to escape for the time being. Dookie wants the kill, however, the Everfrost is going to land. Demo cannot land it, but he does get the W to make it a 1-for-1 as Sauter does come in for the teleport, wants to be able to potentially get the kill onto Moonshot, but maybe he made a mistake. He's going to be able to avoid the stun. He's going to be able to get the hit in onto Moonshot. The Mega Gnar's going to come through. Sauter's going to be at about 30% HP. Going to get hit by the boulder. Cannot win the 1v1. And it's Dorado Gaming that comes out on top with an extra couple of kills and the dragon.
I mean, it's so close, too. I mean, the fact that, again, for Sauter, he could have potentially won the fight. It's just, unfortunately, he doesn't get the auto attack as quickly as how Moonshot does. And it's kind of unfortunate there, but, Gecko.
Yeah, Gecko's going to see that Moonshot is going to be in the jungle, but that is not a fight that Shady Gecko can win on their own. Demo on the way. They decide to back away, though.
Yeah, I mean, you have to back out there at that point. Unfortunately, too much pressure from Moonshot there, but you know what? Flames just left taking these inner flames, and you know what? Oh, Dookie.
Yeah, a lot of damage onto Dookie. He is thanking his lucky stars that W did not land. That would have been a dead Azir, but yeah, at this point, it is 1,000 gold advantage for Dorado Gaming. Not the greatest advantage, but an advantage nonetheless.
Advantage nonetheless. I mean, you take advantages whenever you can. Within reason, I'll say that. Well, you don't want to like pull in much. That.
You ever watch Price is Right? And you get that dun 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 dun.
Yep.
When you goof. That was a goof right there. As Hybrid Carrier is going to be inside the box. Going to be hit with a ton of damage, but will not fall, as the Rift Herald's going to be down to about 80% HP. Does get started, and it does look like Dorado Gaming is going to keep going for it. So let's see what the response is from Big Chillers. They're going to move into the mid lane. They look like they're going to try to maybe go for a tower, as the Rift Herald does get taken. They're not even going to be able to get the tower. They're going to be able to get a little bit of damage, but they are going to have to run for the hills. Moonshot is on the way, has some rage ready, and will be forcing the Keeper's Verdict out of Shady Gecko. So, not the play that I think King Bing Chillers was wanting to go for.
No, probably not in that case, but you know what? Still, you're avoiding a couple people there, and the fact that, yeah, now you burn out Meganar. This is, I think, really good in that case. Maybe more so if they could have capitalized on it. But regardless, you're still able to nullify them in that case. The other thing is King Sable still has a really good CS lead on top of Creatine here. As much as we did see Creatine kind of farm down there on that bot side, still not able to really get much.
Okay, we got Demo going to be hit by the Cataclysm, but that's going to be a stun in onto the J4. Hybrid Carry got no assistance from Dookie, and that's going to be an easy kill for Demo, and this Vygar with their third of the game.
Oh my gosh. Vygar is just scaling, ramping, snowballing, and ain't slowing down. Yeah, no, I think this is great. He's got the bounty gold right now. Looking to maybe get a hat next. Ooh, he's got this too. You know, usually large rods. Yeah, I think he's gonna do that. No doubt from that. But
no doubt that he's going to go for the hat now for this back. You think he's got it? Yeah, he's got it.
He's got it.
I was trying to create some suspense, Gigatron.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go make. Okay, I thought you were gonna make a no doubt meme. You know, like you know, the band, you know, Gwen Stefani and all that. I thought you were gonna do something.
Sorry, I'm not cool like you, Gigatron. I have no idea.
It's fine. At least you know more pop culture than some of the people I work with.
Listen, there are probably people in this chat who have no idea who Gwen Stefani is. So
you're right. Unless you watch The Voice, then you might.
I don't know. Yeah, regardless of that, Suda's going to be very much in trouble here. Going to be forcing the flash out of Moonshot, though, to try to pick up the kill. Oh my goodness. Suda is going to be able to survive as the Rift Herald does get dropped in the mid lane. That is going to be Dorado Gaming's second Rift Herald of the contest. Dragon spawning in 30 seconds, and honestly, Bing Chillers is thanking their lucky stars that Sauter did not die in that top lane play.
Yeah. Very happy he did it. We can kind of define this a little bit more in that case, but we are going to see that this mid turret is going to fall down here as the Aegis does get that really nice satchel, and that the tower does get resurrected from Dookie.
Check the river. Yeah, check the river. You've got Demo that is on the way. The teleport's going to come in from Sauter and from Moonshot. This is going to be a 5v5. The Shady Gecko's going to be down to about half HP. Demo wanting to try to find the flank. His Hybrid Carry's going to try to go in all alone. The Mega Inferno Ball is going to land on the Shady Gecko, who will be able to get away for the time being, as Sauter's going to try to go in to be able to deal what damage they can. The box is going to land onto 3 members. It's a massive event horizon from Demo with another kill. That's a double for the Vigar, as Shady Gecko's going to be able to go for the Keeper's Verdict. That's going to be one more for the side of Bing Chillers. That's going to be a triple kill for Demo, who is absolutely the MVP of this series so far. An amazing play from this Vigar, and Bing Chillers pick up 4.
Yeah, they pick up 4 perfectly here. I think, again, the fact that you're not checking that bot side to know, hey, is someone flanking us or anything, it is kind of an issue a little bit there. But the fact that they're a little low here, I still think they could get this Baron, no problem. But yeah, I mean, they're really looking at this and just thinking, you know what, we had a really good flank angle, you had a there, you're able to, again, get a massive big cage out of Demo there. And the fact that, again, just was able to take out 3 just shows that, hey, you know what, gold bounty's going up. He's ramping up even more. Actually, you know what? Why don't we get a source check on him for his evil power? Oh my, he is at 246 right now. Holy.
Yeah, that's a lot of AP. We're not quite at 1,000 AP mark for Demo, but he is definitely packing a punch. Really quick though, well, we do get a potential play here in the river. Moonshot is going to be the target of another play from Demo. Demo is going to be dominating, being able to pick up 1 as King Sybil's going to get shut down. So it's a 1-for-1 so far. That box does not land on anybody, but it doesn't matter. The damage is too strong, and Demo gets a double.
Yeah, Demo gets a double again, just scaling well.
I don't know. I said Demo or Timo. Regardless, it's a demon right now.
Yeah, you know what? Definitely a demon. Needs to change his name to Demon now. But yeah, you know what? He is definitely just scaling well. And again, this is the thing that they really need, just because of the fact that, again, you're not really getting a lot of that damage out of Jace because he's been, unfortunately, picked on a little bit this game. But he's starting to come back a little bit. The fact that, again, for Civil, it's just been pretty much a farm lane and just again trying to grab assists whatever he can in team fights, just because, well, you know, Demo hogging a little bit with the kills right now, but again, he's just performing well, so hey, I can't complain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that anyone on Big Chillers is complaining by Demo's ability power right now. 225 CS, 8-1, just continuing to grow stronger and stronger, as Moonshot is going to be the target of the play once again. Is going to get hit by the Chilling Smite. Shady Gecko is going to get rooted, so that play will not land. But, you know, well, we got a little bit of a lull here with the Baron ending in 42 seconds. I want to shout out our newest Prime subscriber, Alzuranor. If I'm saying your name wrong, I probably am. Just pronounce it for me. Thank you for the Prime sub. We definitely appreciate you joining the Aegis esports community. And right now, I mean, if you guys are Dorado gaming fans, you guys are probably sweating a little bit because of how powerful Demo is, because of the fact that you weren't able to get Cloud Soul. It's going to be a rough couple of minutes. If they want to win this game, they're really waiting for Dookie to start to, you know, put that damage in. He's only at 2 items.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing is kind of looking at where Flay's at. Flay's is only at 68 souls. So I think he's just, unfortunately, a little behind, and it's going to take a little bit for him to get him going, but, oh, Moonshot.
Yeah, Sauter is going to be forced to flash away. The Flag and Drag is going to land. The Dawning Shadows will come through as well, and Sauter is going to get shut down. That was a shutdown on CS, folks. A CS shutdown on this Jace. It's a 1-in-6, but hey, because of that play, you are able to get a tower down there in the bottom lane, so worth it?
Worth it? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, of course, to take more turrets. Why not? in that case. So I think it's definitely.
Uh-oh.
But
Dookie.
oh.
Okay, never mind. We're good.
Spells use the power of good and evil in spells of evil. Oh no.
Okay, hybrid carry. Now going to be the target here. Going to get rooted, but a nice actual charge coming in from Creatine. Cool Crab going to be forced to flash away. Can Cool Crab survive? They cannot. The box will not land either. And Bing Chillers is now going to be running for the hills. I do not know if they're going to be able to go for this dragon. We've got Shady Gecko without flash and 3 seconds remaining until it spawns. It's going to be a really tough play for Bing Chillers, but they can do it. Demo is looking to be able to get another big event horizon like they were able to do in that last fight, as the Keeper's Verdict does come in. Will not land on anybody, but it's Hybrid Carry that is going to be able to escape thanks to the flag and drag. Cloudrig is going to be down to about 5,500 HP, and the team fight has now really begun, as the Everfrost is going to land on the Moonshot. Moonshot is going to be the target of a little bit of damage, but is going to be down to about half HP. The Dragon is down to about half HP. Hybrid Carry is going to go in. The Event Horizon does not land. The Dragon gets deleashed, and Dorado Gaming is not able to pick it up. It ends up being a disaster, as Demo will drop the Primordial Burst onto Moonshot, and it's a legendary Vigar.
Yeah, Vigar has definitely snowballed, just steamrolling, and ain't stopping. I mean, he's just doing so well right now. At this point, should be over the... No, he's not over 1,000 mark. I thought he would have by now, but it's sitting at that nice, sweet 894. Scaling well, again. Has so much more stamina that even if he wasn't going to scale anymore, you know, from the aspect of his passive, he's still just putting out way too much damage that, unfortunately, Dorado just can't handle right now at this point. So, and again, that was done on Moonshot, of all things. And it wasn't like it was done on Dookie or Creatine or Flays. Moonshot's getting bursted out with that. And that's kind of scary.
It is definitely terrifying if you are Dorado Gaming. The fact that Primordial Burst is now pretty much one-shotting everybody on the side of Dorado Gaming, except for maybe Hybrid Carry. If Hybrid Carry with that Maw Malmurtius can potentially survive it with the Spell Shield, and now that Moonshot has the Sterox Gauge, there is potentially a chance that he might be able to survive that, but in extended engagement, which is exactly what Bing Chillers is trying to go for, Dorado Gaming is not going to be able to stay with it, and so it's going to be a very difficult opportunity as Shady Gecko is going to try to come in, going to try to go in for a good play, going to be able to get the Keeper Verdict onto 2. It's going to be the Event Horizon landing on 1, the Dawning Shadows, a ton of damage onto Civil, as King Crab will fall as well. No one is dead yet, and a great Gnar. Shady Gecko is going to be the target. Moonshot is very low, doesn't go down. A great Emperor's Divide, and that is going to be a big shutdown for Dookie. I thought I saw it in the chat, but I'm going to say it now. The training montage for Dookie might have just been completed.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. I think he, unfortunately, maybe spent a little bit longer in a hyperbolic chamber, but now is able to perform a lot with this. And the fact that, again, you have really good siege potential with Creatine. This means that, you know what, even though he hasn't died, he has those 5 assists, he's still doing pretty well for himself.
Yeah, I mean, Creatine able to stay somewhat healthy here. Seraph's Embrace, 211 CS, is not in the best spot in terms of just overall power. And now we're really looking to see if this Baron is going to get taken here by the side of Bing Chillers. The teleport's going to come through from Demo, and it looks like they're going to be able to sneak away a Baron. Dorado Gaming puts their eyes off the prize, and the big purple worm goes to Bing Chillers.
Yeah, so and this is the kind of the chaos of this game. Both teams are really fighting hard to see who can really come out.
Demo wants to try to get a kill. The Event Horizon's gonna come in. Gonna have to try to get away. Oh boy. Is he gonna be able to get out of this one? He's gonna get stunned. He's gonna get into a wall. He's gonna go golden, but he is not going to be able to survive this one. He gets a 1-for-1. At the end of the day, will take down Hooked on Blades. As we do get the play, going to continue though, as Hyper Carry is going to go into the Cataclysm onto the Cool Crab. Great root though, as Dookie is going to be the target of a massive amount of damage. The Boomerang lands, and Civil will be able to pick up 1, and Suitor that's going to pick up a 2nd. Creatine just gets obliterated. Bye-bye, Deathless Ziggs, as Sauter picks up a double, now 4, 6, and 7, and with Baron on 4, Big Chillers are looking to end this game. They've only got to deal with Moonshot for the next 10 seconds, and even when Hooked on Plays comes in, it will be a 4v2. They're going to be able to pick up the inhibitor, and they are looking to not leave just yet. Maybe they'll be able to get a Nexus turret. Maybe they'll be able to get 2 as Moonshot's going to flash forward, going to be able to go for the Mega Gnar onto 2, but it doesn't matter. The damage is not there yet. Derax Cage goes in to keep Moonshot alive a little bit longer, but it doesn't matter. The power of Demo was just way too strong, and Big Chillers will win Game 2 in 33 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, they played very well here. Demo, again, just carrying well on his champion. Not the Anivia this time, but Vigart scaled very well, and even though did get caught out a couple points, doesn't matter. He's still trading 1-for-1, or is just putting out so much damage that the rest of the team can, fill in and just take the rest. But I like Shady Gecko with this one again. Playing the jungle Poppy worked really well. Same thing with Sybil. Sybil finally kind of started getting going, and yeah, I like everything that Big Chillers put out there, but this was still a very hard-fought game from the aspect of Dorado Epsilon.
Oh, absolutely. What a phenomenal series to end the regular season. And just like it was confirmed in the chat, folks, this means that Big Chillers are going to be first seed moving into the qualifiers. Now, remember, there's a gauntlet-style qualifiers before we get into the round of 16 playoffs, so there is still more kind of wild card action that is going to be coming up for us here in the APL. But first seed in the regular season has been locked in for the Ixtal division here in the APL. Neither Big Chillers or Dorado Gaming are going to be able to be flawless here in their regular season. And of course, there's plenty of other games that are going on throughout the APL metaverse that could decide other brackets throughout these leagues as well. So definitely want to keep your eye out on all of that coming through, and definitely keep your eye out for the Shield Report. Coffee comes in every single week to give us all of the rundown of what happened in the week prior. If you guys want to be up to date on everything that happens, if you guys want to get the opinion of someone who knows more than I do about League of Legends, definitely check out the Shield Report. It is a ton of fun to read, and you guys can see all the predictions that I just copy off PVS every week. But yeah,
Yep.
Regardless of that though, Gigatron, it's been a phenomenal series and a phenomenal regular season so far. I mean, any final words for this week?
Yeah, a great regular season. I just feel like all the games have been always fun and enjoyable to watch. And as much as Big Chillers, taking away Dorado Epsilon's undefeated streak, that's fine. You know what? Doesn't matter. You're gonna be kings, you're gonna rise next week. Make sure that you get those games on your side, so that way you get through group stages pretty well. And yeah, I have full confidence in Dorado that they'll be able to come back, no problem or anything. But Big Chillers, people gotta watch out for them though. I mean, this is the 2 crazy games in a row that even for being behind, they just had that mental fortitude to stay through, and it worked out well for them.
Yeah, and guys, thank you guys all so much for coming out and enjoying the show. It was only a 2-game series here today, so that does mean that there is more APL action, like I was discussing, going on throughout the metaverse, and we are going to be rating Team Ambition as they look to secure their top seeding spot in the Targon division and finishing off their best of 3. So do not go anywhere. We're going to move into that here in just a bit, but let's go ahead and close this out very, very quick. If you guys enjoyed the content that you guys saw here at Aegis Esports, do not hesitate to follow the channel, or if you really enjoyed it, give us that subscribe. We appreciate all of the support that you guys have given us throughout the years and all of that fun stuff. If you guys enjoyed the content you guys are seeing from myself or Gigatron, you can follow us on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Moosecaster, and Gigatron, you're on Twitter at
Oh, Gigatron. I thought you were gonna say my handle there for a second. I was like, okay.
Oh, way. No shot. No shot there. I would never take that away from you. At LolGigatron, at Moosecaster. Those are the Twitter handles. You guys can check those out. And, I post hopeful memes and all that fun stuff. It would be great. Also, shout out to our producer, production coordinator extraordinaire, PBS, whom without we would never know what the Drake is going to be. And of course, if you guys have not done so already, join the Discord to stay up to date with all of the content that Aegis is putting out. Come and check out tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got the Aegis Guardians League, the gold level league here, as well as the Aegis Squires League for IBS level play. Definitely a ton of fun to watch as well. But with that being said, on behalf of all of the players, the coordinators, the staff here at Aegis Esports, Gigatron, PVS, and myself, this has been your coverage of the Aegis Protectors League. Have a great night, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care.